Hello, hello. Old Dad here, and I'm going to tell you about the whole week of wrestling. Why the whole week? Because Old Dad's got a bad ticker and I'm autistic. So when I watch wrestling, I get so into it, it can put me in the hospital. So I have to do bite-sized chunks. But then I can dissect it, and I can really enjoy my wrestling, probably more than most. So let's get to this. So right now, let's go over Raw, and I have both notebooks ready to go here. I'm in my podcast shirt. Podcast go on that TV. But this is what we're doing. This is what we're doing right now. We're still trying to figure this out. Here's another thing. A lot of times, because of the stress of both everything, I wouldn't be able to communicate with you anyway. That's part of the gift, and I do consider autism a gift. I like the way my mind thinks, but whenever I get, and I have so much weighing on me, I can't even speak sometimes. Can you imagine it? Come on, you can't imagine it, can you? But it happens. So let's start off with Seth Rollins speaking about LA Knight and then beating him up. Bron Breakker spears Penta. That spear for Penta, that's something that'll stick with you. That's something where you're laying in bed and you're like, I hope he never spears me. I mean, that man's spear is just devastating. Like way up there with Goldberg's spear, and in a lot of cases worse, because that man gets the speed behind it. You have no doubt that he just really broke you in half. You've never thought that with Edge. You've never really thought Roman Reigns speared him in half. Goldberg, maybe a little bit. Maybe a little bit. He had almost like the spine buster to his spear. Bron Breakker looks like he's trying to run right through you. You know what? We're moving on from there. All right, so next in the list, AJ Styles mad about Dominic going and being off. In my mind, I think of old school wrestling. Now, old school wrestling, person goes to go on vacation. They had the worst vacation plan ever. Oh, Big Show's going to need to have a month off. Break his arm. But I got a feeling when we see Dom after this time off, he's going to have like a little bit more meat to his body. That's what normally happens. If Dom is off, now if he's injured and stays in the background and stuff like that, it is what it is. If he's off for a while, I bet you there's a little more meat on his body. And my favorite part of Raw, overall, and I know he ain't going to like to hear this because I've seen his interviews. It's not what he wants us to do, but Adam Pearce. Adam Pearce was my favorite part of this. And he's like the boss that's like, he almost seems like he'd be a fun boss to work for. I like him. And I watch his stuff, and that's official. Moving on. Goldberg talks. I'm going to leave it at that. Let me tell you something. This hair is really gray, okay? That ain't pretend. That ain't just for men. I'm old. And I remember Goldberg being who's next. You know why he was who's next? The man can't talk. He was never supposed to. The reason The thing that made Goldberg stand out, the thing that made Goldberg shine, was he would just look. Can you give us a couple words? Can you tell us some stuff about you? Can you do? Who's next? And then he beat them up. That's why it was so good. That's why he says you're next. So him sitting down having a conversation, yeah, okay, but no. Who's next? Anyway, honestly, unless he does the Sid thing where he just beats him, no way. Sorry, no way. And if he does beat him, Seth's cashing in. And we all know, if he does beat him, Seth's cashing in. You might even see Bron Breakker show Goldberg the other side of the spear. All right. Jade versus Roxanne. See, these are my notes. Jade versus Roxanne was a squash match. That took me a while to watch, by the way. The one part that I found funny was she tried to be like Bianca Belair and couldn't do it. Because there's one Bianca Belair. Not taken away from Jade. Jade's impressive. Jade can easily beat up old dad any stage of old dad's life. Jade's amazing. I want Asuka to win, though. I want Asuka to win. I love Asuka. You know what? I like Asuka so much, I might get a cardboard cutout and put her on my wall. I did that. Now I dedicated a whole wall to Charlotte Flair. The Queen's wall. We're not even to SmackDown yet. I guess we should move on there. Rusev versus Sheamus is a match I want to see. I want to see it as a fight. Maybe I want to see the match, and I want to see Sheamus dominate it. I want to see the fight in a weird sort of way to where Rusev can win. And then I want to see a street fight type scenario, because Sheamus would win that too. By the way, I got that cardboard cutout of Sheamus. The man is ginormous. I mean, like, I didn't realize Sheamus is a giant. Moving on from there, the Rusev storyline, please just have him crush people. Stop it with this stuff that you're doing. Him being the beat you up Messiah or whatever he's trying to be. It's silly. It's silly. Getting back to crushing people. Just, I want to beat people up. He wants to beat people up. Sheamus wants to beat people up. I mean, you don't have to read and form the League of Nations. I'm just saying. Though, with that League of Nations, buddy, go back and watch Wade Barrett. Yeah, that was some power right there. All right. Gunther sounded mad at Goldberg. He sounded like brr. It's a built storyline. They're doing the. I don't know, but I know Gunther's going to carry that match. Becky's paranoia. Becky Lynch's paranoia is beautiful. Beautiful. She freaks out by everything that's around her. I love it. Her sensitivity to like everything that's going on around her, where she's like bouncing her eyes around and stuff like that. I get that. You start like hearing and you start looking around and you're trying to figure out what everybody's saying and everybody's thinking. Welcome to Planet Me. I don't get any of it. I just hope for the best. And Karrion Kross is gold. Karrion Kross is gold. Especially when Sami Zayn hit him. And then he just laughed and was like, and they were like, we got him. We got him. That man is amazing. I hope he wins. I hope he wins. And not just because it's against Sami Zayn, but there was a little thing that I had seen or heard. Someone must be thinking the same way as me. I can just reach and grab my Drew. And yes, I have toys. I have action figures. You know, it's funny because with the unboxings, my son, he would, once he became so old, he was like, no, Dad, let's go out of the toy aisle. And then I started doing unboxing videos, and the old man can buy toys again. All right, I guess on that we'll move on. Lyra Valkyria and Becky Lynch, outside of the whole she cost Bayley the match and this, that, and the other, did you notice she had to keep going like this? Like, Lyra Valkyria is not really good at picking out gear to go out to the ring and fight somebody with. It's actually quite funny to watch some of her gear choices. Whether it's a skirt and she's trying to work around the skirt, or a shirt that she keeps on having to pull up. She's like, I think my cat's on the refrigerator. That's what we heard right there. I think but Lyra Valkyria is tough. And I seen this thing and it says the list of the women of the future. Lyra Valkyria is probably my number 2 on that list. And it had Julia, who I still don't get. I still don't get the appeal there. I don't. Her matches, I don't get it. Okay, we'll just throw that out there. I don't want to make everybody mad by saying she stinks compared to the rest of them, because she does. Roxanne Perez is my number 1. She is. For the future, Roxanne Perez, Lyra Valkyria. That's Stephanie. She's pretty tough. Jordynne Grace. Does she really count as the next generation? Or is she somewhere in between there? She seems like she would be more of between there. Anyway, moving on. I kept hearing how Chad Gable got his arm broke. So I'm watching, and I gotta watch it in pieces now. If I don't watch it in pieces, it's like old dad's ticker wants to come out of his chest, and I need to make a trip to the hospital, whether it's by the woo, 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 or it's by, so I gotta take it in pieces. But I'm waiting for this moment where Penta breaks Chad Gable's arm. It was the sacrifice. It ain't broke. That we might see more El Grande Americano. And old dad's down with that. And Roxy saves the day for against Rhea Ripley. I thought that was pretty good. Wonder if her and Raquel Rodriguez is going to end up being a tag team. That could be a really good tag team. And you know what else that could lead to? Shawn Michaels and Diesel. Will then Roxanne Perez become the next? Will Raquel Rodriguez be the next Diesel? All the questions that run through old dad's mind. It gets you going, and we're moving on. Jay versus Cody. I am telling you this right now, whether I'm a Jey Uso fan and I want him to be champion or not, I do if he's a move thief. I'm telling you, he's doing it. He's becoming a move thief. When's the last time you remember seeing a real move thief? Oh, man. I want to see that. I want to see that. I want to see Jay do the finishing moves or the signature move. I can't wait to see him pop out an RKO. I'm just attitude adjustment. Anything. Jey Uso, and he's been wrestling for 7,000 years. He's got it. By the way, I was playing 2K16, and outside of the fact that Jey Uso looks completely different, the women's roster in 2K16 was straight poop. Not saying that they were bad people or bad wrestlers. This is the roster for now. This is the roster for them. Very tiny. They had to throw Stephanie McMahon in there just so they had a female to put in the female wrestlers. This is pretty bad. And again, my favorite part of the show, Adam Pearce. He made the show. He even made SmackDown. He was talking to Nick. And Nick Aldis. Still want to see him face Randy Orton. I do. So, next in line, SmackDown. Randy Orton, him and Cody, that match. This is not how I thought I would see that match, though. That's the thing. This, as far as the stipulation, but I want to say this. It makes the match better. A title match is a title match, and Randy Orton losing to a title match, Randy Orton losing to a regular match, Randy Orton losing to this match, I don't see it happening. I don't see it happening. And if there was a match, I would think Randy Orton's going to win. I think it's going to be Randy Orton versus John Cena. I think Randy Orton's going to get his 15. I am there now. And you don't know. Here's the thing. Come prior to that match, he might get beat up all the way out there, thrown in, someone standing him up just so he could take the pin. I mean, let's just be realistic, though. He ain't leaving with the title. They'll strip him of it beforehand if they have to. It's just a fact. But you never know. Triple H, he's smart. He may have an idea in mind already. I don't know. Moving on. Jimmy Uso versus JC Mateo. I get it. We're promoting JC Mateo. Does Jimmy have to lose every match? If he does, at least let him talk beforehand. Come on. Jimmy's so fun. He's my favorite. Sorry. He is. He's my favorite of the Usos. Don't get me wrong. Jimmy's got the wrestling ability just like Jay does. He uses it differently. But he's got the wrestling ability too. But his mic skills are fantastic. He's so fun to... If you're going to squash him every week, give him a mic before you squash him. He's so fun to hear. And that's pretty much what happened. And then Jacob Fatu comes out and he saves the day. Now, truly, I want Solo Sikoa to win that match. I do. I think Solo Sikoa is the best. And here's the thing. What I would like to see in an old dad's imagination would be Solo Sikoa win the match and says, come back, I'll give you back the title. And then take the fall or whatever, go in, tap out, and hand the title over to him. His goal being he wants the family, the success of the family. If something like that was to happen, it would still show him as the dominant one. It would allow, oh man, you imagine that? That would be seriously a tough, I chew on that for a little bit. It's a beautiful thought. Beautiful thought. Old dad sits there and imagines things. He sits there, I have fun. Okay, Selena Vega versus Julia. Not going to say anything bad about that match. Just not going to say too much good about that match. Julia won. Did I think that she had this wonderful, dominant, glorious match performance? No, I don't. Go back and watch it. It was not that grand. By the way, how I have to watch wrestling, sometimes I'll skip over the entrances. The show shrinks down a whole lot. And she used her knee as like Selena Vega did. So, her finishing move's called the Northern Lights. She's the champ now. And chances are she's going to hold it for a while. Chances are she's going to hold it for a good while. Charlotte and Alexa Bliss, this story, this build-up that they're doing, I like it. The only thing I don't like about the story, every time she gets closer to Charlotte, she gets further away from Wyatt. Just saying. She can rule that group. Iron Fist. She'd be the goddess. Alright. But, Charlotte ain't down with it anyway. And she said, allies of convenience. I love that. Okay. Asuka Jade, she's like, you got the power, but I got the experience and the skill. She does. But sometimes that ain't enough. Especially when you're talking about power. If we could take a second to talk about power, can I say Austin Theory? Austin Theory. Please? Also, go watch Austin Theory and Grayson Waller's Instagrams. After you're done with old dad here, go watch Austin Theory and Grayson Waller's Instagram. Watch one then the other. They're complete opposites. Theory's like, you can do it. Let's do it. Motivate you. You got it. And Grayson Waller's like, you're a loser. Accept it. Crawl over there and be your loser self. You can't do it. Complete opposites. That's going to blow soon. They're doing it in such a trickling way. Can't wait. I want Austin Theory to win. Can't take anything away from Grayson Waller. Did you see that man move? He's impressive. I'm telling you, future John Cena, future Randy Orton. It's going to happen. Naomi looked great. She looked scary. She had the mic. She sounds fantastic, and she wasn't wearing razor blades. That made old dad happy. Don't want the razor blades. You know, that kind of stuff eats at your head. Like, those are some of the things as an autistic individual that bother me. Because then all I can imagine is how they'd be cutting her. Like, the sheer facts of where those razor blades are and how they're hitting her. I mean, clearly they're not real. But if someone imitated that, that would be the last we would know of that someone, now wouldn't it be? Okay, but she did great this time. And there was no razor blades, and she was on the mic, and she's amazing as a bad guy. Thank you for not doing the razor blades. Made an old dad happy. DIY versus Andrade. And Andrade was absolutely spectacular. Outside of that, wasn't really much else to say, well, was there? Not to mention, I couldn't catch the last two matches. I just couldn't do it. And that is where you come in, and you get to go ahead and leave a comment to me about how it all ended. But that's what I caught of it, analyzing through. And this is why I've only been doing it like the once a week, and I haven't been sharing the shows. If they get the ticker working right and stuff like that, you'll get to see me back in the regular mix. Maybe we just keep this up. I'm actually having fun going over it with the fine-tooth comb. Enjoying wrestling the way I always have. All right. Hey, thank you for hanging out with me. Like, share, subscribe. Share it with your friends. Share it with people that you know that have ADHD or autism. Share it with your dog. Share it with Oscar. Let her know that old dad thinks that she's maybe his second favorite. My favorite's right there. She gets her own wall. She's the queen. Charlotte Flair. She's my favorite female wrestler. I'm not taking anything off any of the others, but there's no better wrestler. Okay, I'm on a rabbit trail again. Thank you for hanging out. I will see you next time. Later.